Hey y'all, welcome back to the Corner with Jay. You already know this space is for real talk, reflection, and those heart centered convos that make us pause, breathe, and grow. Now, before we dive in, I want you to know this is the start of a three-part love series. These episodes will go deep, real, raw, and unfiltered because love isn't just cute Instagram captions and matching outfits. Love is work, truth, and connection. And if we want something real, we have to start by laying the right foundation and with the right person. So settle in for real life, raw thoughts, and creative flow. Y'all know what time it is. Grab your journal and let's vibe. Now, I want you to imagine we're all just posted up in the living room, candles lit, snacks nearby, maybe a nice little drink, whatever that may be. And we're just talking freely. No holding back, no sugarcoating, just speaking on what love really looks like when we show up with intention. And today we are unpacking what it means to build a solid foundation. Because love that lasts, it isn't built on potential, it's built on truth. Let's talk about what it really means to build a healthy relationship. This episode is for every couple, every hopeful romantic, and anyone sitting in that infamous what are we doing stage. And I mean that literally. Because if you don't know where something is headed, people, that's a sign that it's time to get some clarity. What does transparency really look like in the early stages? It's speaking with honesty, not playing it cool or waiting for the other person to quote unquote lead the conversation. It's being real about where you are emotionally, your healing process, and your actual boundaries. Transparency allows us to show up fully, but it also allows us to see the person in front of us for who they truly are instead of what we are anticipating for them to be. Now, being honest about what you want is step one. And I don't mean telling the other person what you think they want to hear that will have them just melt into your arms. It means just what it says, being honest from step one of what it is that you want out of this person and what you're anticipating or what you expect. But knowing how to communicate it without shutting down or getting defensive is a whole different challenge. And I apologize, y'all, if I keep pausing in between because I'm trying not to let raw emotions like really, really come through right now. I need to get through this episode. Um, and let's be real. How many times have you been in a conversation where Instead of listening, you were just waiting for your turn to speak. Defensiveness often comes from fear, a fear of being wrong, a fear of being misunderstood, or not enough. But real, true love, like that unconditional love, real love is about listening, not just proving a point. Have you ever been in a relationship where every conversation turns into a courtroom battle? I mean, like you pulling up exhibit A, exhibit B, receipts, going back through your phone. Well, on this day you said this to me. It That's not love, y'all. That's not even effective communication. That's just you trying to do a legal proceeding to prove that no matter what's in front of you, you're right. Let's shift the focus, because when we stop listening just to respond and instead listen to understand the other person, which is actively listening, everything changes. Growth requires grace, and I can't say that enough. If you say that you've forgotten about it, that you've forgiven that person, that is under the rug, it won't be used as ammunition down the line, then act like it. Don't tell your partner that all is forgiven just to squash the conversation because you don't want to have that hard conversation with them, those difficult conversations, just to come back months later and throw it back at them, just to sting them purposely. Love is not about holding on to receipts. It's about knowing when to let go, move forward, and adjust accordingly. You don't get a strong foundation by throwing bricks at each other. Bricks meaning the past argument, past mistakes, just those bricks that you should lay together to build that foundation, that you're standing on it 10 toes down with one another to build your foundation. Keep in mind that some people are still healing, whether they're healing from past family wounds, past breakups, trust issues, or personal insecurities. If you choose to stick through it, be patient with your partner. Be patient with yourself. Sometimes love means waiting, and sometimes it means walking alongside someone as they figure things out. I'm going to take a brief intermission, y'all. I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, I'm back. Let's jump into the reflection part of this episode. Let's just take a moment and think about a time where you'd held back what you really felt. How would your relationships shift if transparency and grace led the conversation instead of fear? pause, breathe, and let these next two questions guide your next steps. What does love look like to you now in this season of your life? What do you need in a relationship that maybe you were afraid to ask for before? Be honest, be gentle, be open, and be receptive. This is a reminder. Words have power. So let's declare this together. I deserve a love that honors my truth, nurtures my growth, and holds space for my healing. I show up fully, speak with intention, and trust that the right connection will meet me there. All right, y'all. That is it for part one of this love series. Part two is coming next, and we are going to dive into communication, connection, and conflict, even when things get messy. If you are listening with your partner, talk about it. Share what came up. If you are single, reflect on what you want to carry into your next chapter. Because love is sacred, y'all. And it definitely shouldn't be taken for granted at any cost. And it definitely starts with truth. Until next time, fam, stay grounded, stay creative, and keep flowing.